All right, so get this.
Okay.
We're diving into a mystery that just won't let go.
Oh, I love those.
The Hinterkaifeck Murders, 1922.
Yeah, I've heard of this one.
We're talking news articles, police reports, first-hand accounts, the whole 9 yards.
Wow.
And the thing is, we're talking brutal murders, an entire family, and their maid wiped out.
Jeez.
But here's the kicker. The killer just hangs around for days afterward.
Oh, wow. That is different.
Right. Most crimes of passion, it's in and out, but this is something else.
Totally different vibe.
So before we even touch the suspects,
Okay.
let's just, set the scene.
Yeah, paint me a picture.
Hinterkaifeck, 70 miles north of Munich, but we're not just talking countryside here. It was practically swallowed by it.
Oh, I see.
Forests miles from the nearest village, isolated.
And that's key, right?
Absolutely.
Not just for making them vulnerable,
Right.
but for secrets. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Things were definitely off even before the murders.
Oh, like what?
So we've got Andreas Gruber, the farmer.
Okay.
He's talking about footprints in the snow, but get this.
Yeah.
Only going towards the house, none coming back.
That's freaky, almost like...
Like someone was trying to stay hidden.
Yeah, a predator, almost.
And then on top of that, noises in the attic.
No way.
Like someone was living up there.
Those are the things that get me.
I know, right?
Just little details.
Unsettling.
Totally unsettling.
Foreshadowing, right.
Exactly.
And then March 31st, 1922.
What happened?
Things go very, very wrong.
Okay.
The entire family.
Yeah.
Andreas, his wife, Cecilia.
Okay.
Their daughter, Victoria, for 2 kids, Cecilia and Joseph. And the maid, Maria Baumgartner.
Wow, everyone.
Pickaxe.
Brutal.
Brutal.
Yeah.
And here's where it gets even creepier.
Okay, what?
No one finds them until April 4th.
So, days later?
Days later, neighbors notice something's off. No one's around.
It's like life just stopped.
Exactly.
No smoke, no nothing.
And here's the part that gets me. They didn't just run.
What do you mean?
The killer, whoever it was, stuck around.
No way. Are you serious?
Food was eaten, fires were kept going, animals taken care of.
So they were just living there.
Almost like playing house with...
That's messed up.
I know, right?
Makes you wonder what kind of person does that.
Exactly.
What goes through their mind?
So you'd think, with a crime scene like this,
Yeah.
clues everywhere, right?
You'd think.
But here's the thing.
Right.
It's a mess, but not in the way you'd expect.
How so?
No force entry, all locked up tight.
Wait, so it was someone they knew?
Sounds like it.
Someone they let in?
Had to be familiar with the place, maybe even had a key?
This isn't just some random act. This is
Yeah.
personal.
Okay, so suspects, right?
Yeah, lay it on me.
First up, family drama.
Always a good place to start.
Whispers of, well, let's just say things weren't exactly right between Andreas and his daughter Victoria.
I see. And she also had that estranged husband.
Loren Schlittenbauer.
Yeah, complicated. Family is a breeding ground for resentment, that's for sure.
But was it enough for murder?
Good question.
Right. Then there's Lorenz himself.
Okay, what about him?
Father of Victoria's kids, but their relationship was,
Rocky.
to put it mildly.
So, jealousy, motive, maybe even revenge.
And he's one of the first on the scene after the bodies are found.
Oh, that's suspicious.
Like he wants to be part of the story.
Trying to control it, maybe?
But there's this whole thing about an alibi.
Oh, right. He claimed he was somewhere else.
At a local inn.
But how solid was it?
That's the thing. It's murky.
Witnesses.
Some say yes, some say no. Classic he said, she said.
So was he a grieving father? Or a cold-blooded killer?
We don't know.
Or something in between?
Maybe.
Oh, and don't forget the creepiest theory of all.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The stranger in the attic.
Someone hiding in the house, watching them.
It's like something out of a horror movie.
Total nightmare fuel, right?
Absolutely. But is there any evidence?
Well, there are those noises Andreas mentioned.
Right. What if it wasn't just his imagination?
And get this. Neighbors saw smoke from the chimney even after the murders.
Wait. If everyone was dead, who was tending the fire?
That's what I'm saying.
It's like they were at home.
It is, isn't it?
This is getting really weird.
Okay, so let's recap. Family drama, vengeful ex, and a mysterious stranger hiding in the house.
3 very different possibilities.
This is shaping up to be a real whodunit.
It is, isn't it? And we're just getting started.
Exactly, listener. Buckle up because this ride is just getting started.
Okay, so back to Hinterkaifeck.
This case is a puzzle.
It is. And one thing we got to remember.
What's that?
Context, This was post-World War I, Germany.
Right, things were a mess.
Exactly. Massive upheaval, instability.
Germany was devastated after the war, poverty, unrest, the whole deal.
People were living in fear. Trust was scarce.
So you're saying that affects everything?
It does. How people react, how they interpret things, even who they blame.
So this atmosphere of suspicion could have played a role in the crime itself.
Absolutely. And in the investigation.
It's not like they had fancy forensics back then.
No DNA analysis, no high-tech stuff.
Just footprints, witnesses, and gut instinct.
Exactly. Trying to solve a puzzle with half the pieces missing.
So we got to keep that historical lens in mind.
Absolutely.
Especially when we look at the theories.
Right. Let's start with that family strife angle.
Okay, so we've got those rumors about Andreas and Victoria.
And the tension with Lorenz, but is there anything concrete linking that to the murders?
Right. Rumors are one thing, but murder's another.
Agreed. And unfortunately, there's no smoking gun.
So a lot of what-ifs, but not enough to go on.
Pretty much. It's more of a possibility than a solid theory.
Okay, so what about Lorenz then? He seems like our strongest lead.
He does, doesn't he? Motive, jealousy, that eagerness to be at the crime scene.
Like he's trying to insert himself into the narrative?
Exactly. But then we have that alibi issue.
Right. He claimed to be at the inn.
But the details are hazy, conflicting witness statements.
Another he said, she said situation.
It seems like his alibi is as murky as the motives themselves.
So frustrating.
And back then, a shaky alibi wasn't always enough to trigger a full investigation.
Especially with other potential suspects.
Exactly. Which brings us to
The stranger in the attic.
the creepiest theory of all.
Someone watching them, hiding, waiting for the right moment.
Like a psychological thriller.
Total nightmare fuel, but is there any real evidence?
Well, we have those unexplained noises Andreas reported.
What if he wasn't imagining things?
Exactly. And the smoke from the chimney after the murders.
Right. If everyone was dead, who was tending the fire?
It suggests a level of comfort with the scene, almost chilling.
Like they belong there.
It does, doesn't it?
So many questions. Who was this person? Why target the Grubers?
And how did they just vanish?
No signs of forced entry.
So either they were some master thief,
Or they had a key.
which means premeditation, planning.
Whoa, that changes things.
It does, doesn't it? Think about who would have a key to the farm.
A disgruntled employee. A scorned lover.
Someone with a grudge, maybe.
Someone watching, waiting.
Don't forget, this was a time of hardship, desperation.
Sometimes people do desperate things.
And sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones hiding in plain sight.
So let's recap. Family strife, Lorenz, and a stranger in the attic.
Each theory has its own set of problems.
Will we ever solve this?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It's like having the puzzle pieces, but no picture to guide us.
Exactly. But that doesn't mean we should stop searching.
You're right, even if we never find the killer.
There's still value in understanding the context, the motivations.
And maybe, just maybe, learning from this can help prevent future tragedies.
Oh, it's a hope we have to hold on to.
Speaking of which, there's one detail that keeps bugging me.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
The killer staying at the farm after the murders.
It is strange, isn't it?
It's creepy. What does it tell us?
It really challenges our understanding of criminal psychology.
Most killers want to get away, right?
Especially in crimes of passion.
Yeah.
But here they lingered.
Almost like they were savoring it.
It could be a sign of a disturbed mind. Someone who enjoys the suffering.
Or maybe a need for control, maintaining this facade of normalcy.
Or even taunting the authorities, leaving a puzzle behind.
All those possibilities are terrifying.
It shows how unpredictable the human mind can be.
And the fact that it's unsolved just adds to the mystery.
The passage of time makes things hazy, but it also increases the intrigue.
So where does that leave us?
We've explored the setting, the crime, the suspects, the theories.
But the truth remains a mystery. So we've uncovered a lot about the Hinterkaifeck murders.
They have, haven't we? But I gotta say,
What's that?
I still feel kind of uneasy, you know?
Oh, absolutely. It's like a shadow hanging over everything.
It is, isn't it? It just gets under your skin.
It's not even just the murders themselves. It's the strangeness.
Not knowing.
Exactly. It leaves you feeling, I don't know, unsettled.
It's become almost like a myth, hasn't it?
It has this fear of the unknown lurking in the shadows.
And people are still trying to solve it, even after all these years.
Didn't they even reopen the case back in 41?
They did, hoping for new clues with better technology.
But nothing concrete came up.
Nope. It's like the truth's buried under layers of time and speculation.
So are we just stuck? Will we ever truly know what happened?
A definitive answer might be impossible at this point.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we stop looking, stop asking questions.
Right. Even if we never find the killer.
We can still learn from it, understand the context, the motivations.
Maybe even prevent something like this from happening again.
It's a hope we got to hold on to.
You know, that whole thing about the killer staying at the farm?
Yeah, that's the detail that really gets me.
It's creepy.
It challenges everything we think we know about criminals.
Most just want to get away clean.
Right, especially in crimes of passion. But this was different.
They were almost, I don't know, comfortable there.
Like they were savoring it, maybe even taunting the police.
Or a need for control, trying to maintain this sense of normalcy.
All of those are disturbing possibilities.
It shows how little we truly understand the dark side of the human mind.
And the fact that it's unsolved only adds to the intrigue.
So, we've come to the end of our deep dive into Hinterkaifeck.
We've covered a lot of ground.
But ultimately, the truth remains mystery.
It does. But even without a clear resolution, this case teaches us something.
What's that?
That evil can hide anywhere, even in the most unexpected places.
And that some mysteries may never be fully solved.
But the search for understanding, that's always worth it.
Well said. So, listener, thank you for joining us on this journey.
We hope you found it insightful and maybe even a little bit unsettling.
Keep those lights on tonight.
And remember, the world's full of mysteries, some darker than others.
But the pursuit of truth, that's what keeps us going.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and stay curious.
And keep listening to The Deep Dive, where we delve into the unknown together